We're joined via audio with former Commissioner of Police in the FCT, Mr. Lawrence Alobi joins us. Unfortunately, we have been trying to see if we can get him on video conferencing, but it seems very impossible. If you can hear us this morning, thank you for joining us and good morning to you.
For having me too.
Great. So what's your take on the recent resignation of the IGP, and what's your take on the new entrance, the acting IGP?
Yes, like I reported that the former IGP resigned based on family consideration. It is a personal decision. Maybe the family has advised him to resign. We cannot question that. His personal opinion, and in that case, the government has no option than to accept the resignation. So you cannot force on a willing horse. He has put it on. He has given his best to the nation, and I felt that this is a time to back out, and he has done that honorably. So I think in that case, we cannot question his resignation or to begin to investigate why did he resign. And you need to ask about the acting general police, IGP Disu. I think he's an officer whom I know too well. He's very competent, capacity, and I'm sure he'll transform and reinvent and join police force, because the police force has undergone a lot of challenges. Some of us who are retired officers, I retired 2007 at CPFCT Abuja. So the things I see, I bleed in my heart. But I'm sure that this will right the wrong and get things right, because it's my constituency, and I did policing with a passion. Anything affects the police, for me, I see it affects me as a person. I want to see the progress of the police. I want to see the police be uplifted. I want to see the police shining. I want to see that things now going contrary to our core values. Our core values, our standard, professional standard of the force and so forth. No, I don't get happy at all. But I'm sure now. I think Mr. President has done well by accepting his resignation, and he has played his part. Let some other person take over, and this is now the one on board. I'm sure that I'm very, very confident. This is an officer with capacity. Intellectual capacity, personal capacity, administrative capacity. He has even international experience capacity. He was the commander of Nigerian contingency to Sudan. So the international experience, I think, will add more value to what he's going to do. And I'm very optimistic that with the cooperation and understanding of every officer and men, the point is that leadership determines followership. The leadership style of the officer determines the followership of those behind the officers and men of any institution. So I know this is a dynamic officer with a listening ear, and I'm sure he will listen to advice, will seek advice when necessary, and I'm sure that things will change for good for this country in terms of internal security and policing.
And just now, you said there were certain things that you saw and you were not happy with it, the way it was going. Could you highlight what these things are? And what will be your scorecard of the outgoing IG of police?
In terms of discipline, in terms of officer, you see policemen dressed in various ways. In many occasions, I will arrest officers when they're properly dressed. I'll call their officer, I'll call their CP, and say they should be tried, because we have a dress code, because that is what gives us our dignity as a force. So sometimes the policemen dress very shabbily, they wear whatever they like, officers don't lack of supervision, discipline was going down the drain, and that was not good enough, because discipline is a core value of the force, the black of the force. When discipline is not being convincing as something that's important, it destroys the force. Officers and men will not be doing their job based on professional standard. Professional standard has to be reinvented. We need to have that professional standard for which the force is known for. And those of us who serve for 35 years, I started as a police constable, and I went it all. So I know, and that discipline is very important. Administrative competence is there in terms of issues that affect administration in terms of welfare, in terms of promotion? Is it based on merit? Is it based on primordial considerations and so forth? So these are things that I think the incoming acting IG will address, and I'm sure that the force, like I said, he will reinvent and transform the Nigerian police force to give the force the image it deserves. It deserves as a key lead agency in internal security, because your capacity also determines your self, your confidence. You know how you assert yourself. The police also have the dorsal in some areas. For instance, when I was Deputy Commissioner of Police and Operations, when we had Chogom, the military brought captains to become ADC, and I complained to General Guzo, who was in the NSA then, and John Mohammed was chief of staff to Mr. President. I said, the ADC function is not a military function, it's police function. And I said, please, you don't militarize policing in a democracy. And General Guzo and General Mohammed saw with me and said, Lawrence, this you are right. They asked me to return all the captains. I was asked to bring officers from all the commands, and now mobilize DSPs and all DSPs and so forth to now become as ADs, and I brave them. So these are the things. Sometimes the police need to assess themselves, not they just say anything. Like, for instance, now, most cases you shall see the military have almost taken all police function. We're not supposed to be so. Even the Armed Forces Act, the Constitution provides when the military should come in aid of the police, and it is defined. But now it appears the military have taken over our function, bringing the police to the background. What is democracy? Even in the military rule, the police are always there to build public confidence on the government. So, but now, you see, the police are, like you see, you go to travel along the road, see roadblocks everywhere. That isn't supposed to be so. We are not a military regime. When a civilian dispensation, and our police should be civil in nature, not militarized policing. And then the issue of abuse of human rights, policemen, the issue of they don't apply emotional intelligence in their law enforcement and policing. They always have clashes with the members of the public. This is not supposed to be so. Police and the citizens are also work should be a symbiotic relationship between the police and the citizens, and that's when they can also enjoy the minds and hearts of the citizens. That's when they can enjoy public trust. Because when someone this is there for my interest, but when they don't just see, we see sometimes some of us think that we are that colonial mentality that the police is there to be used by the government against the citizens. Not at all. The police should not be alienated from the people, and the police should be alienated from the police. Because the police and the people need to work together to go to the society, for internal security of the country, peace and security of the country, and for good governance. With that policing, no nation can do that, the police.
Hello, Mr. Alobi, if I may come in at this point. You've spoken quite passionately about the ills and some of the issues that the Nigerian police force is currently dealing with. Now, as a former insider, you've also spoken about the need to reinvent and transform the Nigerian police force. But how powerful is the Inspector General of Police? Can one man alone institute institutional-wide changes that would reinvent and transform the police? Do you think the IGP, the new IGP, Mr. Tunji Disu, can do it alone? Wouldn't he need the police service commission and other things to pull through these reforms? Because I believe he has the goodwill and he has positive intentions to change this. Is it possible?
Yeah, see, nobody's an island. Nobody knows it all. Life is based on the principle of reciprocity and collaboration and cooperation. No agency can do it alone. No IGP can do it alone. A leader has to organize a team spirit. Team spirit, and through consultation. I must have a listening ear, and like I'm sure this is going to have a think tank that will sometime advise him. And like I said, it's an officer with a listening ear, and again, the officer with his loyalty also from the junior officers, other officers, and men of the force. Like in the force, they call it nothing like competition. I've always emphasized that. Nothing like clickism or some people are loyal to this. All the loyalty should now all be anchored on Disu. All of us are men of whatever rank, and the new team, the new management team that will be constituted should also be loyal to work as a team spirit. No question of rivalry, no fun of infighting or clickism. They should work as a team. They work like fingers of one hand. Look at fingers are not just the 5 fingers are not. They are not all equal size. They want to lift an object with your hand. No finger will say that I will not lift. No, they all work. That together, that spirit of unity, that spirit of team spirit. So I think that's what I expect the incoming management team to work as a team, focus on library, and the new IGP also have broad-based consultation. And like I said, I know him too well. The man is a man with a listening ear. He's a humble man. It's always sometimes when people don't have capacity or because of ego, they don't listen to advice, they don't take to advice. But I know I'm very, very, very optimistic. I have absolute confidence in Disu that he has the capacity, the operational capacity, and capacity. Even I told you about international experience. So that all put together, I'm sure, makes him a very qualified, utterly qualified as an IGP of this country. And I'm sure he will make a difference.
Thank you so much for speaking with us. We've been speaking with the former Commissioner of Police, FCT, Mr. Lawrence Alobi, who has thrown his weight behind the new Inspector General of Police, who actually will resume office right away. Thanks for your time, and thank you so much for joining us.